angry guy here, and woman cries because she can't find a partner and is getting old. Woman cries because she can't find a partner and is getting old. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
I don't get hugs consistently. I don't hear my name being said. And there's no fault, it's just circumstance. But now I'm in a position where I feel like I sometimes can't picture a love that meets all of your needs. Or most of them. I don't know, I just wish and I'm tired. And it's just undeniable, and I can't front. But it, you try to pretend like you don't want love or whatever, but every so often something, ugh.
Guys, I think that I independent womaned it too hard, and now I'm 36. I live in a house that I own with a great career, amazing friends and family, an adorable cat, and I may very well be alone forever because I don't want anyone to sleep in my bed. This one right here. So, just a word to the wise for all those 28 to 32-year-olds who are thinking, yeah, I'm an independent woman after a long relationship. I can do anything. You can. But just know what you're getting yourself into.
Feminism is one of the reasons for female loneliness.
Well, yes. I mean, are you for real? So like, let me get this straight. Like, alternate reality. I'm a liberal woman. Okay, so I'm gonna be frumpy. I'm gonna put my career first. I'm allowed to be fat. I can have colored hair, and I can think that men are my oppressor. And then naturally, they're gonna want to marry me and talk to me and have conversations with me. Absolutely not. Yeah, it keeps women lonely.
Yeah.
And they need you to be in the tribe. And if you go against feminism as a woman, you will be lonely. I mean, Pearl and I have had this experience. We go against the sisterhood. We ain't got that many girlfriends. That's why you always see us together. We ain't got nobody else,
I have so many friends.
Yeah?
No. you pissed off the whole manosphere right about that. Yeah.
I mean, look, this is basically what it is. There is a sisterhood, and I've talked about this before myself, that the sisterhood is real. It does exist. Guys are quick to jump on me and say, no, the brotherhood is real. There's no real sisterhood. The sisterhood is real, but it's fickle. And the moment that you step out of line and you don't fall in with the sisterhood will turn against you. All right, guys, modern women, they have created this system for themselves. They have cultivated it for themselves. They have put themselves in the position that they're in now, where men are now basically walking away, not having conversations anymore. You literally have videos of women on social media saying that, listen, guys, we're not saying that all of you are the issue. However, if you're walking on the street and you see a woman coming in the opposite direction, cross the street, because what you're doing is conveying to her that you understand that she's gone through patriarchal issues, and that you're showing her that you care and that you want her to be safe. And it's like, what? I mean, guys, basically in 2023, cross the street, in 2042 don't exist anymore. And that's really what's going to end up happening in Western society, as the men are just basically going to start leaving. This is what's happening with the passport bros. Men walking away. That's why I said this is the big thing. And I talked about it years ago. I made a video called Men Leaving the West. And that is what we're witnessing now. Men walking away from Western society, Western relationships, and choosing to focus on themselves, their own happiness. And, if they want a wife, they're going overseas to find that. If they want to have children, they're going overseas to find that. But most of all, they're going overseas to find their peace. They're leaving Western society behind. And a country without its men is no longer a country. Okay? It's open for the pickings. That's exactly what it is. And women created this for themselves, and they're going to have to live with that.
I'll tell you what sucks.
What sucks?
Shoveling a ton of gravel. That wanted equal rights. The women's movement. Who wanted to do the man's work? Because I fucking didn't. I'd rather be inside making sandwiches and serving iced tea. Fuck this bullshit. I don't want
She's
to
too
be
through.
equal. I don't want any part of being equal. I will make sandwiches. I will cook dinner. I will wear an apron. I will clean house. I'll vacuum. I'll do whatever I got to do to keep from fucking shoveling rock. And the difference between TikTok and Facebook is after I get this shit done, I'm going to get on Facebook and brag about everything I accomplished and how fucking happy I am. But just know the truth. I'm pissed. I'm not happy. It doesn't make me feel good. No part of it. Don't want to do it.
You know, here's the funny thing about that. Women today will never come to this conclusion. They'll know, most can never have that honesty until, and you know, she said that she'll do all of these things, but you know what she never said? She never said, I'll give her the right to vote. Because no matter what, they want to hold on to that power, the ability to shape reality, to shape the decisions that are made in society. They'll never surrender that. They will never, ever surrender that. That's the ultimate reality. And modern women don't seem to comprehend, after what men have lived through over the last 20, 30 years of feminism, after M2 and all the fallout and all the men that experienced real hardships because of this. Guys are done. Guys are absolutely done. And they're still going and they're still pushing. And they're going to expect that literally when things don't work out for them and hard times arrive, they should be able to just snap their fingers and all of that goes away, and men have to step up and be real men and take care of them and save the world. And it's not going to happen this time. And they don't get it. All right?
And something that I quickly had to learn while dating at my 30s is that 30 or plus year old men would much rather date women that are on their early 20s than women that are 30 or plus years old. And I think the reason for that is because when you turn 30, you hit this wall where you don't just need time. I cannot be in a serious relationship with you right now. And I would go for it and I would entertain this man. If a man comes today and says, hey, I'm not ready for a serious relationship, it's like, babe, you're 30. The hairline is going back. Like, what else do you need time for? So I quickly had to realize that I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time single, and I have to be okay with it because I cannot go back to my 20s. I also don't want to. I love being 30 and the maturity and consciousness that I have now.
So I just came from a first date, and I'm just gonna sum it up. It went well, right? But how he ended the date is just like, it's not much, but I love food. So this just really spoke to me. So as we were saying goodbye, he was like, did you enjoy your food? And I was like, yes, I did. I'm gonna be hungry in an hour though. And he's like, okay, I'll send you some food to your house so you won't have to spend your own money. Helping me save money on food already, and you putting food in my belly. That's a love language for me in its own. I'm already in love. So I just came from date number 2.
You become a divorced mother in your mid to late 30s, I want you to recognize that you are going to witness other women who are similar to you, who are snagging the young bucks, okay? They are robbing the cradle. They're getting the guys who were barely alive when 9/11 happened. And that's all fine and dandy. But I'm here to tell you, as one of those bitches, that it's not all that it's chalked up to be, okay? It's actually not all that great. I mean, my family is harassing me left and right, asking what I'm doing, wondering why I look so old standing next to this little baby boy. I mean, I got humbled real quick this morning when my mom called and said that she made me an appointment to get Botox so I don't look so old next to him. This is just the reality, ladies, okay? And I don't feel like I even look that old for my age. But listen, when it looks like you could be nursing your son and your new man at the same time, this is a problem. This is a problem, and it's become a problem for me.
So I made the decision to start dating again. Are people actually being asked on dates? Because I feel like there's lots of pen pals, but no, like, invites? Like, is that the way to put it? So help me out here. Are people actually going on dates or being asked out? Like, what's going on?
I want to talk about being single and wanting to be loved. I'm currently on a trip on my own in Costa Rica, and something really amazing happened to me today. I'm coming towards the end of my trip and I'm getting a little bit in my feels, and I made a video, it's a couple of videos back, talking about rejection and the fact that I started this year experiencing lots of different rejections, both personally and professionally. Some of those were, of course, in the world of dating, and it just made me think, God, is this ever going to happen for me? Now, I talk a lot about being single and being happy, and I think that no one is perpetually happy. No one is happy 100% of the time. It's out for that relationship. However, there are days where I'm just like, oh, I would really like to start that journey. And today was one of those days. I woke up and I was feeling, you know, a little bit kind of like emotional and a little bit like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen. And then all of those kind of old thoughts and patterns come up for me, like, what's wrong with me? Why does no one want me? Boo-hoo. But I recognize now, and I'm very aware, self-aware, that those are just thoughts and they're not actually a reality. So I choose not to buy into them, because now I have that choice. So anyway, I took myself to breakfast because I was like, I need to eat something. I took my journal. I'm like, I'm going to just journal this all out and I'm going to feel so much better. And as I was sitting down to have my breakfast with my journal, my holiday friends that I made on a trip yesterday came down for breakfast, and they were leaving this morning, and I was so happy to see them because I thought they'd already left. And I don't know if you believe in coincidences or serendipity or the universe or whatever, but I certainly do. And one of the women, Ro, started telling me a story about how she'd been single for 14 years, and then she has now met this incredible man and she's in love. She's just turned 39. They've been together for like the last year or so. And she also told me that her mum didn't meet her now husband of 15 years until she was 43. She didn't meet the love of her life until she was 43. I'm of the belief that we definitely have more than one love of our life or one soulmate. I think there are many, many people, and I think for the different versions of us that we are, there are many different junctions that we can take. But when I heard her tell this story, it just filled my heart with so much joy, and I was just like, that's the hope and faith. That's the hope and faith, because the person that I'm going to be with exists, they're alive, living their life somewhere, and when the time is right, I'm going to meet them. And that was the message that I needed to be reminded of, and that was the message that I got this morning. So whether you're male, female, if you're single and you do want a relationship, some people don't, and that's absolutely fine, and sometimes you find yourself kind of losing hope, I think it's really, really important to remember that timing is everything. Enjoy your life right now, and when you're meant to meet that person, you will. And yeah, I truly believe that's going to happen, and when it does, I'll be sharing it with all of you. Thanks, guys. Love ya.
I mean, guys, this is just some unbelievable thinking that these women are going through, and using these mental gymnastics, believing that they're going to find their forever partner and the right guy, because they're not going to settle for just any guy. He has to be Mr. Perfect. He has to have all these things that they're looking for. He has to check all of these boxes. And you know, they've met all these women who've let them know that they didn't meet their partner until they were in their late 30s, or they didn't meet their partner, or this person's mother didn't meet her partner until she was in her 40s. So that person is out there, and it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, really? And you think you're going to have a child in your 40s, in your late 30s, or your 40s? Because for many women, that's something that's very difficult to do. But they believe that they're going to go out and they're going to find someone who wants to marry them at 40 years old, at 45 years old. It's like they've lost complete touch with reality, because they can no longer pair bond. They believe that there's a guy out there that will check off 100 different boxes for them. And of course, he has to be very wealthy. I mean, guys, it's very sad thinking. It's this type of thinking that will lead to many women being single and childless for the rest of their lives. Let's not forget that by come 2029, 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be childless and single. And they chose this for themselves, and they continue doing it to themselves. And guys, there's no one coming to rescue them from this. They made this decision.
People that I slept with, that I thought I was going to have a relationship with, even prior to being in the sex industry, and it was about 100. You guys are like, whoa.
You said 100.
Yeah, including the time I was working. So in other words, during the relationships with, when I was with the relationships with the pimp, sometimes I would meet nice guys on the side, And he was already cheating on me, I thought, with other girls because I had wife-in-laws. So I felt justified when I met a nice guy that just wanted to hang out with me and just cuddle me and have sex with me. I slept with him. It's just trauma.
So sorry.
Well, she found her man.
Yeah.
I did.
And
I win.
I mean, this is so sad, guys. This is so sad. These women, it's called, it's like Uncle Roger likes to say, and I don't like to quote that guy because he is such a joker, but emotional damage. It is truly emotional damage. And why would any guy want to get mixed up with this type of thing? Why would any guy want to put themselves in a position where they have to deal with this? It's ridiculous.
I have a question. It's a big question. And it's for all you hot single guys. I want to know where you are. Because I can't find you. You're not in any coffee shop. You're not on most of the dating apps that I've been on before. And you're not hanging out with my mates. So where are you? Literally, tell me your location. Because I have almost retired my vagina because I can't find a single guy that I find remotely attractive, funny, smart, intelligent, charming. Where are you? Do you all go and hibernate on some far-off island somewhere else? Like for the summer and the winter and the autumn and like literally come out for like 2 weeks and oop, I miss you. Where are you? Literally come out.
So I've come home, I've had a nice long bath, I've moisturised everything, all of that, and now I'm laying in bed. The only appropriate thing to do at that point is to go on Hinge, innit? Really? And I've just caught myself doing something very shallow. Like, very shallow. And I'm going to tell you what it is. I was literally catching myself not even looking at what these men looked like. I was simply just going and looking at how tall they was, and if they was under 6 foot, I was like, and I can justify myself before anybody starts. I've been done dirty. I've been done so dirty by men, right? So bad. So I just think to myself, do you know what? You short kings, you've pissed all over me and broke my heart on several occasions, right? Quite frankly, if he's going to fuck me over, at least he's 6 foot. And preferably brunette.
I think when a man asks you, what do you bring to the table? I think that man is weak. I cannot imagine my dad asking my mom in those days, what do you bring to the table? Like, can you imagine? I feel right now that any man that asks a woman what you bring to the table is a very weak man. Because a man in their own masculine and in their own power shouldn't need to ask that. They would know what they bring to the relationship and how they can hold the relationship. And here is the thing. This is my true belief. I feel that women naturally will bring like amazing things to the table. And, as well as men. But the things that women bring most to the table are not actually the physical things. It's the energetics. That energy that you take into a relationship and you start to see your man look good. He starts to do well in life. He starts to go up the career. Things start to look up for him. He starts to create better, have a better life. This is what we bring to the table. And this is what men need to realize. That women, we just bring the magic to the table. And all they have to do is to hold space for us to bring that magic more into their lives. So men, if you're watching this is what we bring to the table. Magic.
I'm doing something.
Guys, it's so unbelievable. This is extraordinary. Just unbelievable thinking, saying that women don't necessarily need to bring anything to the table physical in the form of cooking, cleaning, intimacy. contributing anything whatsoever to the relationship, but simply her presence is sufficient. This is the same, and you hear more and more women saying this, that they are the table. They are the table. So men should not be asking what they bring to the table. When a woman says, "I want a man who's 6 feet, at least 6 feet tall, makes over $100,000 a year. He has to have this quality, that quality, that quality. He has to be in shape. All of these things, and that's the plan B guy. That's not the plan A guy. Plan A guys are the multimillionaires and the billionaires. Okay, but plan S guys, those are that's Chad, that's Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Quan. Those are the guys that the women actually love. When you look at it like this, they're basically saying that they bring their existence. So just by the virtue of them being a woman means that they have value, and that value is enough and sufficient to be in the relationship just by them existing. They don't need to do physically anything in the relationship. And if a man asks a woman, what does she have to offer? What does she bring to the relationship? All right. He is a weak man because he expects anything of her. A man should expect absolutely nothing of a woman. He should have zero standards when it comes to a woman. So exactly what does that mean then? Because if a man has no standards, then what actually differentiates one woman from another woman? What actually means that this woman has more value than the other woman. And that's what women don't seem to comprehend, because they don't want to actually have any competition whatsoever. They don't actually want to create value outside of their looks, outside of the fact that they are women. And it's I mean, guys, they've lowered the bar they've dropped the bar so far down that's the reason why these men are going over to Eastern countries in Southeast Asia, and they're marrying these lovely, brilliant women over there that love to cook, love to clean. They're fit, they're feminine, they're friendly, and they're raised to be wives and mothers. And women in Western society cannot compete with this, and that's the reason why they're furious, because these women are taking away their plan B guys. These are the men that they didn't want, but they needed there just in case. Now that they're getting older, they basically want to say, well, it's these guys should not have that option, because by them having that option, then these women they're missing out. What women wanted was they wanted to go out there, have their fun, run, be out there, be on the streets with Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel. And then after they were done with that, they wanted to turn around and say, well, listen, guys, you don't have any other options. We're all you have. So you're going to have to settle for us one way or another. Either you're going to be single and alone, or you're going to have to settle for us one way or another. And if you don't settle for us, we'll get that money either way through taxation. So we use the government to take that money from you. But one way or another, we're going to get that money from you. And now that men are walking away from Western society and they're taking their money out of the country, women are aware of this. They're aware of it, and they're furious about it. And that's why they're going after the passport bros. That's why they're going after the women who are marrying the passport bros, because they don't like this. They know that everything that the resources that these men carry is leaving, and they will never have access to these men ever again. They will never have access to these men again. You see all these videos where they're like, "Where are you guys? Where are these men? I'm going out. No man approaches me anymore. No one talks to me anymore. I don't know what to do. These dating apps don't work." Yeah, they're all fickle. And it's like, seriously.
Something that I'm not very proud of, and that is I am currently making a roast chicken for a man that's not my boyfriend or my husband. We're just casually seeing each other, and I'm making him a roast chicken. Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Oh my God. I have mental problems. Will he fall in love with me after I give him this? 1,000%. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that that's gonna happen. It's just so embarrassing. I'm humiliated right now. This is, look at it. I got it. Organic free range. This is simp behavior.
17 and a half years married, 4 kids. I begged this man, please, I've never been out of the U.S. Can we please go out of the U.S.? I want to experience something new. Can we travel? Can we do something? No. I get a text from him 5 minutes ago. What does it say? Hey, I need your permission it's in the planning, but me and Aaron, his fiance, are taking her kids and he wants to take Kylie to Mexico for spring break. And I said, it's really, really hard for me because it's like 17 and a half years, 4 kids, and I begged you to take us or to take me and to do those kinds of trips and to spend that kind of time with us. And it was always no. And now you're giving this woman everything that I begged you for. Everything I begged you for, you are giving to her. People do that because they want to feel heard. They want to know that they're validated for feeling the way that they're feeling, that it's not right and it isn't okay. And it confirms my choice to divorce was right. Even though I'm the one that was shamed and I'm the one that lost friends of 15 years because they didn't want to be associated with me anymore because I walked away. It's just so hurtful. It's so hurtful when the person that you love and just you see them give somebody else everything that you ask for. Everything you ask for. And they turn around and give it to somebody else. And maybe it's because he's giving it to her because he realized, hey, Mandy left me because I wouldn't give it to her and I wasn't listening to her. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. But it still doesn't change the fact. You're giving her everything I asked you for. You know, talking about self-worth and loving yourself. It's hard not to, when something like this happens, to go, why is she worth doing all of this for and I'm not? And why? And I know I shouldn't think that, but you can't help but think that. And then on the other hand, you're like, and why can't I find somebody who wants to give me those things and wants to love me and let me love them too in the same? Like, I'm not just saying give that to me, but like mutual, like I want to give you everything that you want and I want you to help me get the things that I want. But it just feels so unfair, and life isn't fair. And you know, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is.
You know what actually happened, guys? It's not that he didn't want to do the things that she wanted to do. It's just the fact that he didn't want to do them with her. Notice that she says that she lost a lot of friends after she left him. Why did she lose a lot of friends after she left him? It's quite simple. It's because they saw how she behaved in the relationship. She saw that he was a good man. They saw that she was a good man, that he worked hard for and over demanding. And when you're so demanding, if this is how they are at home, why would you want to go and why would you want to travel with them? Why would you want to hang out with them? That's but he stayed in that relationship. He stayed in the relationship for the kids. He kept on pushing. He did not give up on her. And then and instead of changing, instead of saying, how can I make you happier? How can I serve you? Because when a woman treats a man like a king, he will do anything to make her happy. He will move mountains to make her happy. He will give everything to make her happy because he loves her so much, because he is so grateful to her for what she is doing for him. Okay, so he will take her around the world. He will find a way to make it happen, and she does not have to ask for it. Okay, she simply has to. A reality if it's within his power, and if it's not within his power, he will find a way to make it so. If it is possible within this world. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate women do not comprehend this. It's about me. What can he give to me? What can I take? Not how can I serve? And then what do you expect? What do you expect? It's crazy because you have a lot of these women who are in relationships with their husbands, and they don't, and there's no intimacy in their relationship. They've been married 17 years, and there's been no intimacy for 15. And then they wonder why there's a breakdown in the relationship. But of course, as soon as they're single again, They're back on this. They're back in the streets, and they were out there with Chad, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie, Enrique, Miguel, Quan, and it's like they never missed a beat. Even in their marriages, sometimes there's no intimacy in their marriage, but there's intimacy outside of their marriage because they're going outside of their marriage and having relationships with other guys, intimate relationships with other men, Chad, Tyrone, Ray Ray, Pookie, and the rest. The Sunshine Crew. They're having relationships with these guys outside, while they're still married, and then they wonder why there's a breakdown. Women just don't get it. And now she's looking at this and she's so furious because she's seeing all these things that he's giving to this new woman and that she wanted. And the funny thing is that it has to set in at some point that in Western society, especially now, you're what, 40 years old, and what, you think you're going to restart and find someone else that's going to want to give you these things? Clearly this other woman had the qualities and the traits that a man is looking for in a woman. And she did not want to provide those things. So he went where he was appreciated. And now that he found someone who appreciates him, he's going to show his appreciation for them. Women don't comprehend that if they want a man who appreciates them, they have to show the man that they appreciate them. You were saying things like a man is weak if he wants a woman who brings something to the table, right? He's not a real man if he has any standards whatsoever. And then they're shocked that dudes are completely walking away. Completely walking away. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what laws they pass. It doesn't matter what they do to try to disincentivize men from marrying women overseas or from any of, no matter what they do, men are just going to keep walking away and it'll become more and more of the mass utopia. If men can't leave Western society, then they'll stop procreating in Western society. That's it. And the population will just continue to dwindle. And sure, they'll use immigration to increase the population, but at the end of the day, the native population is going to decline. And with that, innovation declines, and a variety of other things change as well. The culture changes. And men walk away, they stay away, they decide that, you know what, I'm only going to work enough to survive. Because women don't seem to comprehend that men don't need a lot to survive. All right? Women would be shocked to really understand just how little a man actually needs to survive and thrive. All that extra stuff that men have, they don't have it because they want to have it. They have it because of women. If it's up to a guy, if it was up to most men today, all right, they wouldn't be going out there and spending $50,000-$60,000 on a car, on a new car. They'd be picking up a car from the 1990s, all right, SUV from the 1990s or a sedan from the 1990s, put a new engine in it, all right, or find something that has a good engine in it, and they would drive that around happily. No car payments, nothing to worry about. Don't care what anyone thinks. They're not looking for a relationship, any such thing. All right. How would they live? They would get a camper, put it on a piece of land, and live essentially for free. Essentially for free. No rent, nothing. All right. Pay small amounts in property taxes every year, $1,000, $2,000 a year in property taxes, if even that. Maybe as low as $500 a year, property taxes, that's about it. And that's how they would live. That's how they would live. They would set up everything they need right there, and they would live comfortably in their camper. Wired up, electricity, TV, PlayStation, everything. It's more than big enough for them. And they would live happily. And that's what's going to start happening. That's what's already beginning to happen, where more guys are walking away from Western society. Or if they don't leave, they are downsizing, and they're downsizing. They're getting a piece of land, and they're reducing their cost, their living expenses substantially. And they're saying, "Yeah, I just want my peace. I don't want any problems. I just want my peace." You see these videos where these women are crying because they can't find partners, and they're getting old. But who do they have to blame for this situation. It's the choices that they made. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to never miss another video again. And like the video because it tells YouTube you're enjoying the content. You want to see more of it, so YouTube will show you more of it. How awesome is that? I want to know what you guys think regarding all of this, guys. You know, these women are crying because they can't find partners and they're getting old. How do you feel about this? Are you surprised by this? And do you agree that more men are just going to continue walking away, even if they pass laws that restrict the movement, or make it more difficult for men to go overseas, to leave Western society? It's not going to change anything. Guys are going to stay in Western society and walk away from Western society as much as they can, dropping out of the workforce or only working just as much as they have to survive, and that's it. Cutting their expenses down and playing video games, and that's how they're going to live. Let me know what you guys think regarding this. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.